And it is time now for the business news with Nicholas Poynton, who's joining us from our Wellington studio today. Kia ora, Nicholas. So the country's largest retirement village operator is feeling the COVID squeeze?
Yeah, that may seem a little bit misleading given that Ryman Healthcare, their half-year result has risen. That's been driven largely by higher property valuations. It's delivered a profit of about $212 million for the 6 months to September. That's compared with about $188 million a year ago. But if you strip out the $124 million this company made by the value of its properties gaining, well, its result actually fell by about 14% to $88.5 million for the 6-month period. And this company has incurred some significant costs. That's, it had to spend about $50 million to keep its staff and residents safe, both here and in Australia. That's to keep COVID out of its rest homes. But please do not feel sorry for this company. Rest homes in general are absolute cash cows, and while many did have their earnings dented by COVID-19 in some way, shape or form, many have really benefited indirectly from the pandemic and the subsequent lockdowns, because that time at home, especially for elderly people, it was truly isolating according to rest home operators, and they say that really highlighted the value of what rest homes have to offer. That's community, security and support. That's the thing that they've been really trumpeting since we had those lockdowns earlier this year. So many rest homes are reporting a bit of a lockdown boom in inquiries, and the outlook for Ryman, it is looking pretty positive. They do have 12 villages currently underway in the construction process. They say this will create another 2,000 jobs, and it will create more room for about 4,000 more residents. However, the share market, not to be ignored, they didn't really respond too well to today's announcement. Ryman Healthcare, it closed down by about 2.5% to $15.13.
Okay, but Bitcoin's a whole other story, isn't it? It's on a high at the moment.
Yes, once again, I have the pleasure to talk about fringe financial assets. But given that Bitcoin has reached a 3-year high, a single Bitcoin will net you about 26,000 New Zealand dollars. It does really raise the question if Bitcoin is really still the fringe or novelty asset that it's been considered in the past. There have been reports overseas that Bitcoin has become a lot more mainstream, attracting a much broader range of investors. And today I was speaking to a New Zealand firm, a firm that has a marketing platform that allows you to buy and trade cryptocurrencies, and they've confirmed that a similar trend has been happening here. They say their CEO told me that when they launched this platform several years ago, their customer base was heavily skewed to young men. However, there's been a rapid change in the past few months. In particular, there's been a lot more big institutional investors pouring their money into Bitcoin, into cryptocurrencies. That's to really balance the risk in their portfolios. There's also been a huge increase in women and people over the age of 50 turning to Bitcoin. The firm I spoke to today said that over the past 3 months, they've had a 50-50 split between women and men that have started to buy and trade cryptocurrencies on their platform. And why that is, well, this Bitcoin trader today told me that during the lockdown, COVID-19, it forced a lot of people to become technologically literate, and because a lot more people now are paying a lot more attention to their money, they've actually become a lot more financially literate. And this is why we're maybe seeing a lot more interest in this particular asset class. And however, though, with risk of maybe sounding like I'm really boosting or talking up cryptocurrencies, they are definitely not without their risks. Yesterday, the FMA, they put out a report about how scams have changed over the past year, compared with the year earlier, and one of the newest trends that they've seen are crypto scams. And one of the most common is when someone will maybe knock on your door, or maybe give you a phone call, email you, text you, talking up about how they can make you a lot of money by investing in cryptocurrencies. All you have to do is, give them a deposit of a couple $1,000s. There's also a new trend where we see there are lots of different types of cryptocurrencies. Obviously, Bitcoin is the one we hear the most of, but there are lots of others on the fringe, and often these can be touted as the next Bitcoin, and these can often be a great way to sort of, burn your money, so to say. So look, with this, always to everyone, please take care before you decide to proceed with making a big investment.
I'm still back at one Bitcoin is $26,000, but anyway.
It's remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah. Tell us what else happened on the markets today.
Well, our NZX, it closed down by nearly 1% to 12,441. Our dollar is at 69.2 US cents, 94.9 Australian and 52.1 British pence.
Thanks, Nicholas. Nicholas Poynton with Business News there.